Hello everyone, Matt here. So I want to talk to you all about the new Lara Croft Tomb Raider TV series that's in production right now. I have fond memories of Tomb Raider back in the 90s when she first came out. She was massive, not only in the front ways, but she was a massive cultural icon for about 1 to 2 years. There were interviews with her. Yes, we know that she wasn't real. There was centerfolds, actually 3-page spreads of Lara Croft in some skimpy outfit or whatever. And this is 1997, so the polygons weren't all there. But you know, there was just something about the character that, you know, really got gamers interested. And I mean, I was a massive PC gamer back then, and Tomb Raider was one of the first true 3D games that, you know, would become the norm. And she was originally designed as a man, and then when they realised that people back then didn't want to look at a man's ass for the entire length of a game, they decided to change it to a woman so that we could see a nice peach. And so that was the reason why the creation of Lara Croft happened. And of course it worked spectacularly for a few years. By the 4th and 5th games, they started to waver. The 5th game, I think, even had her get killed off, and it was a is she alive or isn't she alive sort of game. And then the movies happened with Angelina Jolie. I watched the first one. I thought it was okay. I hated Daniel Craig in it. I thought he was dreadful. I thought he was an absolute dreadful actor, and I still do. But yeah. So he was in the first film, and then they did the second film, and they released Angel of Darkness, which was the last game for a long time, to coincide with it. And it was such a buggy mess. Oh my gosh. I remember I even played the demo, and the demo was awful. So that was the death knell for that for the longest time. And then they brought it back in the 2010s, and did more of a survival type game, and it was actually quite entertaining, and you know, you kind of felt like you were actually being entertained. And then they did about 3 games of those, and then they released another movie, this time without Angelina Jolie, and it was some other actress who I can't even name. She's not a famous actress at all. I think she was put in it because she was of a Latino type background or something, I don't know. But anyway, that bombed terribly, and so it's all been quite quiet. I think there's been an animated series at some point, but no one watched it. And now they're doing this new movie, or not movie, it's a TV series, isn't it, with Amazon, with Waller-Bridge being at the helm, and Sophia Turner, is it, from Game of Thrones? She's extremely flat-chested, looks like a man in a skimpy uniform or suit or whatever she's supposed to be in. She's supposed to be in the iconic suit. She looks terrible. She just looks like a man. They quintessentially, they either understand why Tomb Raider was so popular and are so infuriated by the fact that Lara Croft was at a certain time a sex symbol, that they want to totally and utterly do the opposite and not have her as a sex symbol, as someone to be enjoying, let's say. We can tell by that with Waller-Bridge's acting in Indiana Jones and the compass dial, whatever it was. It was awful. That's the worst Indiana Jones film ever. I'm sorry, it is. Well, I know people aren't sorry because they probably agree with me. I haven't heard anyone that actually likes that fucking film, except the actual creators themselves. You know? That's a terrible film. Anyway, I'm digressing. But back to Tomb Raider. Why don't you just give us what we want? Which is a nice curvy ass, a nice voluptuous chest, and it has to be female. And people will watch it. People will watch it in droves, even if the story's not very good. You know, if it's like an Angel of Darkness type story, you know, it doesn't matter. But for some reason, and I think because the fact that the Tomb Raider was created by men, Lara Croft was created by a man, and I think that irritates them. And so they want to do the worst possible job they possibly can to show that they know better. And it just doesn't fucking work. So anyway, when this series comes out, it's going to be like the animated series and that. I'm not going to watch it. It doesn't interest me. I want another Tomb Raider game. I'm looking forward to those remakes. I just hope they don't go the same route. She was a strong character. She held her own. She didn't just go flail around and just go, oh, look at my boobies or anything like that. She didn't do that at all. You know, and it's just sad, really. You know, to me, it's like I've lived long enough to see some of my favourite shows get ruined by this modern thinking, that everything in the past is wrong. And there was nothing wrong with it, at any of it. Not in entertainment, anyway. It's a product of its time. And when you're trying to move that product into another time, sometimes it just doesn't work. Sometimes it works. You've got Star Trek and Star Trek Next Generation. That worked. And that was like 20 years apart for that. But they kept the core of what it was, and they're just not keeping the core of these franchises anymore. And they've just made Tomb Raider totally and I mean, they did it even back in the 2019 film, was it? Where they just made her totally sexless and uninteresting. And I mean, even back in the Angelina Jolie movies, you know, there was like a shower scene or something with her in the shower. They just don't know their audiences anymore. And especially Hollywood. And, you know, I mean, even the games look phenomenal. And I just hope that they keep that core in the games. I hope they don't go for a whole, you know, modern audience shit. Anyway, that's just my thought on Tomb Raider. I've always loved Tomb Raider. Even during the bad times, but I just refuse to watch any of it. And I'll be refusing to watch this Amazon series. No interest. Anyway, what do you think? Let me know in the comments down below if you're a Tomb Raider fan. Lara Croft. Yeah, it's sad. But anyway, who am I? Well, I'm Matt Pott, and I'll see you next time.